What if everything you thought about ancient civilizations was incomplete? What if thousands of years ago, humans weren't just surviving, but engineering, calculating, and building with a level of precision that still challenges us today? Potentially no electricity, computers, industrial machines, and yet they created devices that track the stars, structures aligned with Earth itself, and materials that outlast modern engineering. These aren't myths. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are real documented discoveries studied by archaeologists, scientists, and engineers around the world. And once you see them, you start to realize something unsettling. Maybe ancient humans were behind us. Maybe in some ways they were ahead. Welcome to Future Minds with Steven, where we explore the past, present, and the future of human innovation. Today, we're diving into some of the most advanced ancient technologies ever discovered across the globe. And by the end of this video, you might start looking at history very differently. One of my favorites, the Antikythera mechanism, the world's first computer. In 1901, divers exploring a shipwreck off the coast of Greece discover something strange. At first, it looked like a corroded lump of bronze, but inside were gears, dozens of them. This artifact, now known as the Antikythera mechanism, dates back to over 2,000 years ago, and when scientists reconstructed it, they were stunned. This wasn't just a tool, it was a machine. A mechanical computer. The device could predict solar eclipses, lunar cycles, and even movements of planets. Think about that. A civilization without modern scientists built a device capable of modeling the cosmos. What makes it more shocking? We didn't see anything this complex again until medieval Europe, over 1,000 years later, which raises the question, if they could build this, what else have we lost? The Great Pyramid, precision beyond its time. The Great Pyramid of Giza isn't just big, it's precise. So precise that even modern engineers struggle to explain how it was achieved. The structure is aligned almost perfectly to true north, with only a tiny fraction of error. To put that in perspective, many modern buildings don't match that level of accuracy. The stones themselves, some weighing up to 80 tons, and yet they're cut so precisely that you can't even fit a thin blade in between them. No mortars, no gaps, no room for error. Even more fascinating, its proportions appear to encode mathematical relationships tied to the Earth. Now, we don't need aliens or wild theories to explain this, but we do need to admit something. The builders of the pyramids understood geometry, logistics, and engineering at a level that still impresses us today. Roman concrete, the material that refuses to die. Let's jump forward to ancient Rome. Today, our concrete cracks, weakens, and often needs replacement within decades. But Roman structures, they're still standing after nearly 2,000 years. And not just standing, thriving. Take ancient harbors. They've been exposed to saltwater, waves, erosions for centuries, and yet they're still intact. Modern scientists studying Roman concrete discovered something incredible. It actually heals itself. When cracks form, chemical reactions occur and reinforce the structure. In other words, it gets stronger over time. Compare that to modern infrastructure that often deteriorates. This raises a powerful question. Did we lose a better technology in favor of a faster one? The Baghdad battery, ancient electricity. Now we move to ancient Mesopotamia. Archaeologists discover a small clay jar containing a copper cylinder and an iron rod. At first, it seems ordinary until someone recreated it. When filled with acidic liquid like vinegar, it produces a small electric charge. This artifact, often called the Baghdad battery, dates back to around 2,000 years. Now, to be clear, scientists debate exactly what it was used for, but experiments show it could have been used for electroplating, coating metals with a thin layer of another metal using electricity. If that's true, it means ancient peoples may have been experimenting with electrical principles long before modern discovery. Not power grids, not light bulbs, but still electricity. Machu Picchu, earthquake-proof engineering. High in the mountains of Peru sits Machu Picchu, built by Inca civilizations, potentially without steel tools, wheels, and written language, and yet it's an engineering masterpiece. The stones are cut in complex shapes and fit together so tightly that no mortar is needed. Not even a knife blade can slip between them. But here's the real genius. The structures are earthquake resistant. When the ground shakes, the stones move slightly and settle back into place. Instead of cracking, they adapt. Modern buildings often fail under stress. These ancient ones survive it. That's not primitive engineering, that's smart engineering. Viking sunstones, navigating without compasses. Now let's head north to the Vikings. These explorers traveled vast distances across open oceans. But now, without modern navigational tools, there's growing evidence they use something called the sunstone, a type of crystal. Even on cloudy days, it can help locate the position of the sun by detecting polarized light. This would allow navigation even when the sky was overcast. No GPS, no compass, just knowledge of nature and how to use it. Ancient brain surgery. Here's something even more surprising. Ancient cultures around the world practice a form of brain surgery called trepanation. They would drill or scrape a hole into the skull, and incredibly, many patients survive. We know this because of healed bone growth found on ancient skulls. That means these procedures weren't random. They required knowledge, skill, and care. It's easy to assume ancient medicine was crude, but in some cases, it was shockingly effective. When you look at this all together, a pattern emerges. Ancient civilizations weren't just surviving. They were experimenting, observing, innovating, and sometimes achieving things that still impress us today. This doesn't mean they had smartphones or hidden super tech, but it does mean something important. Human intelligence hasn't changed, only our tools have, and history may be far more advanced than we give it credit. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to Future Minds with Stephen for more content like this. And I want to hear from you. Which ancient technology surprised you the most? And do you think we've lost knowledge from the past that could still change the future? Let me know in the comments below.